Hey Sparky, this is Sam Wright. I thought your play Back to Borneo was amazing because it really felt like I got to know you after I saw the end of it.
Sparky, it's Damaris Osario. From my little bit of experience watching your show, I enjoyed it, and you really opened my eyes to what theater's about and the whole Viola Spolin and Paul Seal's deal. It helped me to understand imaginary movement and placing myself in my imagination.
Hey Sparky, my name's Tabitha Kearney. I really liked your show Back to the Borneo. It really honestly felt like I was there with you whenever you showed it, so thank you.
Sparky, I like how your play was so complex and how every time you would do a story it would all go back to the first part. The play Back to Borneo was very interesting and gripping. It had me sitting on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Tim Jeffries' Back to Borneo was a really great play. I really got into the plot and the story.
Yeah, and Back to Borneo was such an amazing show. I really enjoyed myself, and you were great.
Back to Borneo was probably the most exciting one-man show I've ever seen. I loved how it displayed more elements of Viola Spolin, so I thought that was really cool.
Hey, I'm Jake, and when I saw Back to Borneo, I was really inspired by your solo performance. I mean, it's really difficult to entertain an audience for 80 minutes based on your own dialogue and gestures, and frankly, I found it pretty inspiring.
Hey, I'm Lexi, and I really liked your performance of Back to Borneo because you brought a lonely stage and a single chair to life.
Hey, I'm Trey Clark. I love the play Back to Borneo. It was very interesting. Thanks for the entertainment.
Hi, my name's Lauren Whitener, and I really liked your show Back to Borneo because I've never seen a one-man show before.
It was about 7 years ago. I was waiting on my dad to get ready. Finally, he says, "Come on." So I put my stuff down, and I grabbed my fishing stuff, and set it down to open the door. And I'm so excited. First time I'm fishing with just me and my dad. I get into this truck, slam the door, I'm waiting on him. He gets in. We're driving down the road. It's a pretty bumpy road. We're here. I open the door, get my stuff ready. I look for a good spot. This is the first time my dad lets me actually put the worm on my own hook. Nobody else seems to be catching anything. I don't think I will. It almost pulls me out of my chair. Dad, help! I can barely hold the fishing line. My dad comes and helps. We finally pull it up on shore. It's so big. How big, Dad? He says it's the biggest one he's ever seen. We throw it back, get our stuff ready, load it up in the truck, and then we go home. It was the best day ever.
First day of high school. I don't know where any of my classes are. I'm so stressed. I hope I don't go in the wrong classroom. Let's see. 205. I don't know where to go. Oh, here we go. I'm sitting here. Nobody I know is walking in. It's making me so nervous. The bell rings. The teacher starts calling out people's names. He doesn't call my name. Yes? You didn't call my name, sir. Am I supposed to be in this classroom? Bring me your schedule. Okay. I'm in the wrong class? Okay. Well, now it looks like I'm going to go walk down the halls again to find my class. Oh, look, there it is. Sorry, I was in the wrong classroom.
I'm 6 years old. We're at a barbecue. Outside in the front yard, I see something. It's furry with black spots. I've never seen one of these before. Doggy! Come here, doggy. Come here. It's so furry and cute. It starts to lick my hand. So I got barbecue sauce all over my fingers. Oh, that tickles, doggy. Stop it. And then, do you want a hot dog? I'll bring you one. It follows me. Wait a minute, doggy. All right. Mommy, can you give me a hot dog for the doggy? No, Tristan, you can't feed a dog. But please. All right. Thank you. Oh, it's okay. Here you go, doggy. It's biting my ass. I black out.
This story is about a near-death experience characterized by a very poor choice of words. Alright, set the scene. It was Christmas of last year, Christmas Eve to be exact. See, for civics homework, me and my brother, we had to do like a community service project at the Humane Society. And so we drove all the way out there to help walk dogs for 2 hours so we could write it on our list so our teacher, Miss Sigma, could sign it off. And, you know, we could just have our civics hours for our paper. But what happened in the story was, like, afterwards, my dad was like, who wants to drive? And I'm thinking, like, I didn't bring my permit to the Humane Society. I have, like, a pack of gum and a phone. And then Sam, my brother, he's like, I got my permit. And he holds out showing his name. He's like, that's great, Sam. We know you have a permit. And so I, of course, get in the back of the Suburban, open the door, and sit back and prepare myself for the long ride home. And Sam, on the other hand, he's getting a little nervous. He's like, all right, he like clicks the thing open, sits in, buckles up, and he's like, Sam, do you think you can do this? And he's like, I'm almost 16 years old. He's like, why are you looking at your watch? He's like, don't judge me. He's like, and then like my dad, he like puts on his seatbelt, he's like, all right, Sam, easy out. Like, you know, just try to be gentle with everything. So he takes the parking brake off. He's like, and this is like, and like we all fall back, and he's like, I got this. It's under control. And so he gets to the stop sign, and he's doing fine. So I'm basically sitting back here, just chilling out. I'm like, all right, he's going a little slow. That's right. He's inexperienced and stuff. And then we get to McDonald Parkway, of course. I'm sitting like this. I'm like, all right, it's getting a little wobbly. My dad's like 5 under the speed limit. Keep it at 40. Keep it at 40. So I'm like, I am. He's like, keep it under 40. Don't yell at me. And he keeps doing that. And so basically, the thing was, when we get to McDonald Parkway, there's a stop line. But the poor choice of words was, so he's barely easing to a stop. He's probably at 25. And my dad's like, you can make it. And so therefore he takes his foot off the brakes and he coasts into the intersection when the light turns red. And he's going at 25, cars coming everywhere. And then he stops just in time, and he slams on the brake. My dad's like, Sam, get out of the car. But the thing is, like, we're in the middle of the intersection, so instead of going through it like he's supposed to, he puts the car in reverse and then guns it back out. We're like, oh! You couldn't see, like, looking at the rear view camera. And, like, I'm just like, I'm not screaming, but I'm like, oh my gosh, get me out of here, I'm gonna die. And then he slams on the brakes, and then puts the parking brake on, and my dad just looks at him very calmly and says, get out. And Sam's like, I'll do fine. And then I'm just like, I'm gonna die. And scene.
Okay, so this is an October day, right? I just got back from the Carolina Panthers game, and they finally freaking won a game. Gosh, it seems like forever. And so me and my mom are over to Hickory Tavern right now because my grandparents are here and my dad, we're going to eat dinner with them. So, walk in, say hi to my grandparents and everything. I don't really get to see them in a while. So, we're sitting there, and I'm just focused on watching all the other 415 games and stuff. And my grandpa's like, here's something about like driving, you know, like 16, 18-year-old things about like driving around North Carolina. Because he knows I'm about to go take my permit test in a couple of days. And so I'm reading it, and it's like talking about raising the age 18. He's like, wouldn't that stink if that happened? You know, it's like, yeah, that would stink. And so later, you know, we just go on and on. And after we eat, he's like, hold on one second, I gotta go get something. And so we're walking out, And my mom's been complaining the last couple days because she doesn't really like her car. And so he hands me a pair of keys and he's like, here, use these and go unlock that car. And I'm like, all right. So I flip it on and I was like thinking that's for my parents. He's like, how do you think about that for your car? Wow! That's how I feel inside. If I had to keep it, I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. And that's on my 16th birthday, like, car.
So here I am. Today is the big day. Well, not really the big day. It's the day before the big day. But here I am, sitting backstage, getting ready for the rehearsal to play my guitar tomorrow. Normally I don't get that nervous because I'm pretty used to walking around on stage, doing that kind of stuff. It's easy. I mean, I took theater arts. But today I'm like really shaky. I have a cold, so I can't stop coughing all the time. See? Just like that. Well, I got my trusty Les Paul guitar right here. Of course, you don't hear anything. It's not plugged in, but it's pretty awesome. So, just waiting here. Finally, it's my turn. So I get up, grab my guitar on, put the strap over, walk over on the stage. Now, it was pretty special. A few days ago, it's my birthday. I got this brand new pedal. Let me just set the guitar down for a second. Sorry. It's pretty heavy because it's like this big and it's all metal. So that way I don't step on it and accidentally break it. What it is, it's a big fancy thing that pretty much does everything you need in like a really big setup without having the really big setup. I'm going to sit that back down. Alright. So I'm really excited and I'm just like grab my guitar, get all the strap on, plug in, put through the strap so I don't accidentally step on it and it gets knocked off, and here I am ready to go. I click on the distortion and bam! Note rings out and it sounds amazing. But there's a little problem. There's a little bit of feedback from the amp. And after looking around for a while, it's because the stage is so crowded with other people's junk that there's nowhere for me to stand except for directly in front of the amp, causing all the noise. So it sounds terrible. But I'm able to fix that by sacrificing my awesome sound and turning it down a little bit. So I get up there and I play my song. I'm playing with these guys who are like professional, so that doesn't help my shakiness a little bit. But again, I don't understand why I'm shaking. I'm not normally this nervous. So I get to the solo and I'm just like, and I finish. And I played it right. And it sounded good. I just can't stop shaking. And it really worries me because I don't know what was wrong. So I go home that night. And as I am lying down in my bed, the coughing gets worse and worse and worse. And I have trouble sleeping. I finally fall asleep. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm coughing like crazy. My entire body is aching. My head feels like there's a 300-pound person sitting on it. I don't know what's wrong with me. My mom takes my temperature, and I have a fever. I can't play my show tonight.
So it was my freshman year, and I was failing all of my classes. Now don't get me started, I'm a smart kid. I know what I'm doing, but my classes were so hard. And it was exam day, our last exam, and this was going to tell me if I had the stuff to make it. Last exams. We finished. I finished handing my test. Can we please have all the students go to the gym, please? Put on my hood. Oh, hey, Amber. Come on, let's go to the gym. Yeah, it is going to be so boring in here. No one saw that? So, I embarrassed myself in front of a crowd of people. Oh well. So I was sitting there, and the hottest guy in school walks up. Gorgeous green eyes. Tallest kid, too. And he sits down beside me. I'm quiet, unsure of what to say, blushing like crazy. And he looks at me. And he smiles and throws his arm around me, and I kind of scoot a little closer. And he bends over, and I'm listening. And he puts headphones in my ear. So I'm holding the headphone. And he turns on my favorite song. And we're singing. Nothing more, nothing less. And I know I like him.
Good, go ahead.
Okay, I'm around the age of 10. It's the day after Halloween. Me and my brothers, we always go up the street to go gamble for candy after our mom's so-called inspection. So I'm sitting down in my chair with my bag full of candy, which I think I did pretty darn good. So I have my cards in my hand. I raise 3 pieces of candy. And we, a long day of Uno playing, because we really don't know how to play poker. So then I get a call. It's my mom, always nagging me. Wants me to go home just because I'm 10 years old. I have to go in early at 10 o'clock. Really? So I get up, get my bag full of candy, and head home. I'm halfway there. Then I get another call. All right, I'm almost there. It's getting heavy. I guess I'm gonna pick up the pace. The house is right there. Hello? I'm right here at the house. Okay, I'm coming in.
I was 12 years old, at home hungry. Nobody's home with me but my sister. She needs to lose weight. I'm in the kitchen about to cook. Here. Chicken. Okay. Tired. That will let it go. Tabby, wake up. No. I said wake up. Something's on fire. Oh, snap, chicken. It goes in the sink. You better not tell my parents. They're my parents too. Shut up. As I open the window. Tabby. They're home.
One day, my best friend Alex was over at my house, and she was complaining about her hair being too long. So I offered to cut it for her, so I went into the kitchen and was looking for some scissors. And I found some. So I go back to my room, step in my room, and set the scissors down, and find a stool, and I set it down. She sits down in front of me. Then I sit down and I start to cut her hair. And after I finished, she freaked out because it was really uneven. And I took all the hair and put it on top of one of my ropes that I found that was on the ground. Took the rope and threw it in my closet so I wouldn't find the hair. And couple months after that, we got in an argument and we weren't friends for a while. And then later on, when I was cleaning out my closet one day, I found a robe full of hair and then made me think of her. So I go back over here, I pull out my laptop, I get on Facebook and I send her a message and tell her that I found her hair, and that was the beginning of our new friendship.
Kayra Perez, is there a Kayra Perez here? This is my first dancing audition. And one thing you should know, to never be late if it's the last thing you do. Suddenly, I come running in. I'm here! And then I'm running in first position. So, I do first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth, and then I stretch. And suddenly the music starts. And I forget all my steps. And then I remember just to take a deep breath and calm my nerves. And I ended up nailing every step, every dig, pointed my toe, kept my frame locked, and actually nailed it.
It was a really sunny day and I just got home from school. I'm around 8, so I come home. I walk into the house and I sit there on the couch. I start doing my homework. Finally, I'm done. I ask my mom, "Where's Daddy?" She tells me he's outside. I ask her if I can join, and she asks me, "Am I done with my homework?" I tell her sure. So I go outside. I look outside, and my dad's playing this really fun game that we both used to play. You spread your feet far apart, and you throw a knife down on the floor. You pick it up, and you put your foot where the knife was. You throw it again, and closer and closer. So I run outside and I play with my dad. But we're not playing with a knife. We're playing with a screwdriver. I pick up the screwdriver after my dad has had his turn. I spread my feet far apart and throw it down. It gets right in the middle. I pick it up out of the ground. It's a little stuck. I throw it again. Right in the middle. Pick it up again. And I throw it once more. This time I didn't get it in the middle. I look down, and my foot, it's bleeding. I don't exactly feel it just yet. I'm shocked. I try to pull it out. It's stuck. It will not budge. Now the blood's rushing out even more. I scream, "Daddy! Daddy, help me!" He picks me up and rushes me up the stairs. I black out.